of stuck here. The cops won't bother me. One of the things I'm doing here with this is that the previous owner, he did a pretty bad job repainting this. You see there's like a, it's kind of hard to see, so he put like a piece of tape here. It's very hard to see. It probably cracked or something. He dropped it. This bike was clearly dropped on this right side, but he repainted it black, and there's like spray paint everywhere. So what I've been doing is a very time-consuming detail of this. It does help to have this goof off, and what I do is I'll spray it on, and it makes it nice and soft, so you can kind of pry it off. You see all of these little dots? Very hard to see, but they're here. If you do this with steel wool, it gets rid of them. Look at that. Well, look at this. I am glad I removed the SH150's air filter, because I don't think this thing has ever been changed. Jesus, that is the worst filter. And of course, you have to get this entire section. It's not replaceable, but I think I can make my own and put it here using some compressor air. I don't think this is going to work out, but not exactly a good clean, but I'm going to try and make a new air filter out of this. And there goes the Kymco. Well guys, that is the Kymco gone. I can't believe it. I did like that bike a lot. So I'm gonna go and register this thing, but before then I have to get it inspected. Yeah, the guy came and he bought that Kymco 500, and I thought he was good. I sold it for $1,500, which is, I bought it for $650. So not exactly like a great profit, because it took me a really long time to fix that thing up. I'm full squidded out. I was thinking about using my sandals, but that was too squid. The guy that bought the Kymco, nice guy. He works for the, I think the Bureau of, he works for the place that makes, I guess, copies of the bills that senators and everything make. So he commutes to DC, to the state capitol, every single day. The amount of people that messaged me about the Kymco was pretty high, and you know, I think I could have gotten a few $100s more, but you know, we're kind of nearing the end of riding season here in the DC metro area. So for me, I think I just want to get rid of the bikes before winter hits. Actually, that Kymco was the better winter bike. Good thing about not having 3 bikes in the garage is that I can start looking for another bike. So I did clean this bike up a little bit while I was waiting for the guy. Hold my profit on the Kymco, but not really. You know, when you consider the amount of work I did on it, and the parts itself weren't too expensive. So I bought that fuel injector cap, and the fuel injector cap was $8 or $10 or something like that. Why did I sell the Kymco 500 instead of this SH150? You know, honestly, I don't know why I sell a lot of bikes. It's just one of these things, like, I'll have them for a little bit and then I'll ride them, which goes against to what I used to say, is like, you should have a bike and stop selling and buying bikes. But for me, most of the time, like, I try not to lose money. I buy things cheap, I fix them, and I sell them. As I like to say, I rehome bikes and cars. We're in a pandemic. What are you people doing out? Yeah, the Kymco 500 was a great bike. I think I was just worried about long-term reliability with it. I think I worry about long-term reliability with this SH just because it's very difficult to get parts for a bike that was only sold in the United States for a year. I do prefer having bikes that were very popular. But I think if I get a scooter, I don't know if I need a 500. And I just hated doing the maintenance on it. It just seems so difficult to have a bike that you have to remove so much plastic to do simple tasks. And I hated the fact that I had to push the engine back just to adjust the valves. I did remove the battery cover on the SH, and the top of the engine is just right then and there. And I bet it's so much easier to adjust on this. The other thing that annoyed me about the Kymco is that the seating position on it was a little bit too low. I prefer bikes that give you a little bit more of a view of the cars in front. The SH is actually like that. This bike is very tall. It's not tall per se, but like you sit on it like a chair, like very high. And the Kymco is very low, like a low rider. But coming up on the gas station, should be at the stop sign up ahead to the right. This is the place that you should bring it in Beltsville, this Sunoco right here, to get inspected. So we're gonna stop here. Alright, so I'm gonna stop here, go inside.
Anyway, yeah, about my friend.
What are you doing tomorrow?